All right, what's happening, family? Welcome on in. I'm just the guy that's talking sports. So week one of the NFL season. So great it is to be back online with the NFL. I mean, man, what an insatiable product that the NFL is. Starting with Thursday night with Baltimore, Kansas City, and then Friday with the Eagles and the Packers slipping all around in Brazil like they were playing on ice. Nonetheless, here we are on Sunday. So I'm going to start off by talking about my Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, we got the win. Where's my towel? Don't have my towel with me, but you know what it is. We got the win. We'll take it. However, family, that is not sustainable. And before I go any further, if you please would subscribe to the channel if you like it, I would certainly appreciate it. But before I get into it and go any further, that is not sustainable. That is not going to win you many games. The Steelers outgained Atlanta 270 to 226 in total yards. Atlanta helped us out tremendously. Thank you, Kirk Cousins. Thank you very much. We didn't know Christmas came in September, but we'll certainly take it. So thank you very much. 3 turnovers for the Atlanta Falcons, 16 first downs for Pittsburgh, 15 for Atlanta. The big thing was our ground game. We controlled the game 35 minutes to 24 minutes. Kudos to young Justin Fields stepping into duty. But man, that is not sustainable. And anyone who thinks that it is kidding themselves. I just don't know how, the Steelers are going to go throughout the season expecting to win games with that formula. Yes, our defense is great. Yes, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith saved the day, but that is not going to happen when you have a better team than the Atlanta Falcons. It's just not sustainable. And if Justin Fields doesn't learn how to play pocket quarterback, play quarterback from that pocket and master the passing game, he will not. Unfortunately, he will not have a NFL career that's suited to longevity because you can't run the ball. What do you have? Like 14 rushes? You can't run the ball as a quarterback 14 times, taking those kind of hits. Now, he was 17 to 23 for 156 yards through the air. That's not going to get it done. However, Mr. $88 million contract, Kirk Cousins, was even worse. 16 of 26 for 155, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. The second of which to Dante Jackson helped seal the game. So, I just wanted to offer a few notes and tidbits out there, man. It was nice to get the week one win, but that is not sustainable. You had Najee Harris at times. I thought that had a very I'm not gonna say it was a great game, but he chugged out the yards, which helped us chew on the clock when need be. Najee finished the game with 20 carries for 70 yards, but they were timely yards, and like I said, it helped us control the clock and really mask what is a huge problem still. And I still think the offensive line is the Achilles heels of the Pittsburgh Steelers, unfortunately. So there is certainly some things that need to be shored up. Steeler Nation, if we think we're going to go throughout the season and have any kind of sustainable success, this is not going to get done. Probably a little spoiled as a Steelers fan. I'm not going to be too negative about a week one win in the NFL because this is the NFL and nothing is guaranteed. However, Mike, you got to figure out the offensive line, bro. I love me some Mike Tomlin. He's my guy, but that offensive line has to be figured out. And hopefully Russell can come back from this calf this calf injury and look like an NFL quarterback, because that's not NFL offensive play that's going to get you many wins. It's just not going to happen. I guess it shows just how atrocious the Atlanta Falcons offense and defense is in allowing Justin Fields to come in and get the 18-10 victory. So, and we did everything we could to give the game to Atlanta. Down, on the 5 or so yard line, with about 4 minutes left, 15-10. You go for it on 4th and 1 instead of, taking the points. But I digress. A win is a win. But there's some things, a lot of holes that need to be shored up. So kudos to the Pittsburgh Steelers for getting the win. I know a lot of you are probably tuned in to the 4 o'clock games. So I won't get into those games until later. I just wanted to come on and talk a little Pittsburgh Steelers football. But what an sensational product the NFL owners have. Just great that football is back on TV. And just wanted to put a bow on that. So fantastic. However, let me touch on this because I didn't last night. I couldn't get to it. How about yesterday's college football? Awesome stuff. That's why I love college football as well. So let me transition a little bit to college football. And the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, or should I say Notre Lame Fighting Irish? Hey, listen, let me pull that up. Listen, folks, there's no way, I don't care who's quarterbacking for Notre Dame. Riley Leonard or Leonard Smith or Bob Smith. There's no way that Notre Dame, with all of its resources, and now with NIL being able to buy the best players in college football, should ever lose to a MAC team. Kudos to Northern Illinois, though. They played a hell of a game. They played a well of a game. And if anybody watched the game, they actually, here, let me pull it up here so I can get some real live stats here. Okay, here we go. Okay, Northern Illinois, Riley Leonard, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard quarterback, starting QB that they just paid and brought probably for $1 million+ from Duke. 20 of 32, 163 yards, and 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. I mean, he basically got outplayed by Ethan Hampton from Northern Illinois. 10 of 19 for 198 yards and a touchdown, no picks. Ethan Hampton for Illinois had a QBR of 87.1. Riley Leonard for Notre Dame had a QBR of 25.8. Wow. Notre Dame. And really, if you watch the game, Notre Dame got muscled in the trenches. They absolutely got punished in the trenches and manhandled by a MAC team. Folks, that should never, ever happen. That should never happen. Let's see what the team stats were. Oh my. NIU, 388 total yards. University of Notre Dame, 286. NIU, passing, 198. Notre Dame, 163. NIU, this is where they muscled Notre Dame in the trenches. Now, how does this happen? NIU in the trenches. Running the football, 190 yards to Notre Dame, 123? Wow. How does that happen? And this is where NIU, a lot like the Pittsburgh Steelers, won the game. Time of possession, almost 35 minutes to Notre Dame, only 25 minutes. Coach Freeman, I love you, bro. But you had to get this figured out. There's no way that the University of Notre Dame should ever lose to a MAC school. And this has happened, by the way, 2 out of the last 3 years? Notre Dame lost another home game just 2 years ago to Marshall. Same deal. That should never happen, especially in today's college football where you can buy the best players. You have the best training staff. You have 3 or 4 dietitians on staff, nutritionists. You have the best of the best, performance coaches, analysts to analyze everything. How does that happen? Now, this actually brings me to my next point. Something that I've been harping about for years, and it drives me absolutely bananas because I'm very close to the situation because I have a son that plays FCS football. And that is these freaking rankings, these 4 and 5 star kids. Well, guess what? If it was all about rankings, Notre Dame would never lose to NIU. So you have this 5-star kid, this 4-star kid. Notre Dame's recruiting class is ranked X, Y, and Z versus NIU. Like the recruiting, I'm not going to say that a kid that's 6'6" and 350 down in Georgia doesn't matter versus an FCS kid that's 6'2" and a lineman of 265. I'm not going to say that matters, but you cannot rank kids in during some 7-on-7 circuit while they're in shorts, and some guy that pulls up never played the game takes out his notebook and says, "Oh yeah, that looks like a 4-star player." How many of those NIU kids do you think that were offered a scholarship by Notre Dame? How about none? How about none? But yet they went to South Bend, Indiana yesterday and manhandled the number 5 team in the country in the trenches. Folks, that should never happen. And it just kills me how everyone goes on and on and on about these rankings, these 4 and 5 star kids. The game is won in between in the lines, right? If it was all about 4 or 5 star rankings, then a few years ago, Campbell University and the FCS, they had the number 1 recruiting class in all of Division I AA football, and they didn't even make the playoffs. Okay, I just think too much goes into these rankings, and it's fraudulent. It's all about 24/7 and Rival Sports and On3 and all those folks making money, right? So a college football coach doesn't necessarily have to really recruit a kid. Back in the day, like when I was coming out, have to go and really watch a kid in high school and examine the film. They pull up a spreadsheet and say, such and such is 4-star, such and such is 5-star. Let's call them and let's recruit them based upon this spreadsheet, where some pencil neck geek takes out a notebook and says, "Oh yeah, he looks like a 4-star player based upon what he can do in shorts in the summer." That's a major gripe, but kudos to Coach. Let me get his name right. Hamtrick, I believe his name is. And if I'm mispronouncing it, my bad, Coach. But kudos to the NIU football program. That was a hell of a win. Hell of a win last night. Thomas Hammock, my bad, Coach. Thomas Hammock, coach at NIU, who, if I'm Florida, I'm paying attention. Okay? Florida Gators. If I'm Florida Gators, I'm paying attention, and I might be on line 5 to Coach Hammock's agent. But we know that won't happen. And I'll wax poetic about that on another clip here. But the SEC would rather win or rather lose with a white guy than give a black head coach a chance in the Southern Economic Collective. It's not my opinion, folks. Go through the SEC in the football and you tell me how many black coaches that you've ever seen. Okay, only 2 comes to mind for me. Right, that's my guy that was at Texas A&M. Kevin, name escapes me, and they had one at Ole Miss that played. Not Ole Miss, Mississippi State, that played for Bear Bryant back in the day. That's it. Okay, but that's my 2 cents on this weekend's college football and also NFL notes. But thanks for your time, family. And like I said, if you like the video, please subscribe. And everyone have a blessed day and keep enjoying all this football action. Until next time, later.